Namaste to everyone. Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Good evening.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste to everyone.
Gurubhyo Namah, Guruji.
Hari Om. So welcome, Kishorji. Are you ready for the class?
Guruji, I sent you
Okay, you
a
need some time.
message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think probably the students have some questions which
Okay.
they can ask in the meantime.
Sure, I'll handle that. Okay. So let's start with a very, as usual, we'll start with a prayer. 1 second. Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Falasara Bhakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinasha Karanam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Om Shri Gurave Namaha, Om Shri Gurave Namaha. See, one of the big points in astrology is, why are we getting a type of horoscope? Before we go to the question by Nagendar.
Sir.
Yeah. Why are we all getting a type of horoscope? All of us, each one of us. More or less a unique horoscope, or okay, forget the uniqueness of it, but at least why do we get the planetary positions in a certain place? Is there any reason, or is it accidental? Accidental means it's like saying, so what? We are just born at a particular time. Okay. And because we are born at a particular time, you astrologers are preparing a horoscope. Has got nothing to do with me. So what should be our stance when a question like this is asked? So first question is, why are we getting a type of horoscope? Okay, if the going is good, there's no need to ask any questions, right? We don't have to ask. If the going is not good, sometimes we get inquisitive. We want to know why. Have you ever thought about astrology from this point of view? Now, the discussion is on because Satvik Karki has replied due to our past life karma. Okay, this is a cakewalk for the Indian mentality, where we all know we were brought up like that. We were told everything is due to karma.
I have a question here, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I mean, I agree that past life karma that is continuing to this birth and all, we are getting punished. But it's not fair enough, right? That, okay, I made something in my past life, but as I did it, but it's my previous life, right? In this life, I'm not doing anything wrong, but still, why I was being punished in this life? Is it not unfair? It should give in that same worth itself.
If you reduce time to a different scale, for example, now we are talking about 2 different lives. Very long. Actually, fair enough. Why should I be punished for something that was done long time ago? Okay. So for the moment, we will consider our birth itself, our current birth, this birth. A Tamil Nadu CM commits a crime many, many years ago. Many years ago. I don't know how many years, but very long time ago. But she is jailed for that. Okay. Is that fair? Because it was not done yesterday. It was not done day before yesterday. It was done many years ago. Is it correct to punish her?
At least it is in this life, sir. She is the one who committed. So
No, just try to answer that simple, straightforward question. Is it correct, or should we say that was years ago?
yeah, definitely should be punished.
Wow. For the sake of argument, can't we say it's okay, sir? So many years back only she did. Now she is a lot of good things she are doing. She is taking care of the poor.
But here the physical being is the same, right, sir? The person who did the karma and who is going to get punished. At least here.
We have some other question, right? We're getting answers. Justice should be served. The justice system takes long time to work its way, just like Shanishwara. That's very philosophical. Okay. Now, without getting emotional, can we say time doesn't matter here? Somebody has done something, he has to be punished. Now let's try to make it personal. But very hard to, compare like this. Okay. Person A, his daughter was raped and killed by a man. But they are not able to find out who did it. It is 10 years over, 15 years over. The investigation is still on. Can we say, well, let's forget it? We can say that, right? We can forget it. After 25 years, they find out the man. Somewhere he bluffs. I mean, he blurts it out. While drinking, I did this and nobody caught me. And somewhere somebody finds out and he is finally arrested. Then they'll put it in the flash news and everything. At that time, do we punish him or just leave him off like that? Now, two people can answer this question. One, you can answer, Nagender can answer, or the father of the daughter can answer. Will the answer be the same? What will the father
No,
of the
sir.
daughter say?
Should be punished.
Father of the daughter, yeah, should be punished.
Punished. Or what will this class, entire class say?
Should be punished.
Should be punished. So in a long eternity, where time is beginless and endless, there is no point talking past life, current life, and so on. It is just done. For that, you have to be punished. Why should he be punished? That is the only mechanism for the soul that committed the crime to become all right. And whenever it is punished, it will become all right and the whole world will become a better place. What Sri Krishna or all the great gods and yogis of India, whatever they told, did not apply only for a short time. It was also for a past life also. And we are becoming one type because of our past life. That should be corrected. That should be always corrected. And to correct in the world, there should be a system that automatically corrects. See, another way you can say, see, the student in class is not studying. Poor thing, he doesn't know how important studies is. So simply give him a pass. When you're giving marks, how much marks to give him? Nagendra.
Just a pass mark.
Just pass mark you give him and pass him. No, don't punish him. Okay. But only pass mark, with that, what will you do? He can't
Will
get
again
medical.
fail in the next exam.
No, he can't get medical, no.
Yes.
But he wants to become doctor. Say, poor boy, poor boy. He's asking, please give. Please give, teacher. Please give education system. Give me 100 out of 100 for all subjects so that I can get MBBS. In MBBS also he won't study because already he is not studying in the past. Okay. So we never give him punishment. So what will happen? After joining MBBS, let's say the education system became like Nagendra and says, no, let's not punish, we'll give 100. Because he's asking, poor boy. So give him 100. He'll become doctor. And he's going to do operation for Nagendra.
I will die for sure.
So the karmic system is designed in making all of us evolve. And for evolution, reward and punishment should come. So somebody is working very hard. You notice he's getting good marks. So others in the world will start seeing, oh, he's doing good. Another set of people are going through suffering. And once you have proven karma theory, they'll say, oh, if you do in past life like this, we will get into trouble. So this life I'm living, I should make sure my next life is better. So if we can prove all this, then people not only, like it's saying, 9th standard also will study, 10th also will study, 11th also will study. Because this leads to the next. So if there is no punishment and reward system, evolution won't happen. If a hotel is making bad food, what will happen to the hotel? Who is taking care of all this? Is it automatic or not? Is it driven by a system? The hotel will do very well. But continuously making...
Driven by a system like food inspectors and all.
How many of you feel without the... only the food inspector is the problem? Anybody wants to participate? No food inspector.
Okay.
How will the hotel correct itself? Or why should it correct itself? On what basis? Think about a real hotel near your place. Got recently opened. One got opened near my apartment. In 1 week, I went there once for food. I found out. I told it will close very soon. How am I making that prediction? And who is closing it? What system is taking care of this? The same reward and punishment only. Okay, no system in place, no discipline in place. So if you take eternity, where we are beginless and endless, long time, millions and millions of years, can't even count. At least Earth they counted, it is 4.5 billion years. In that, how long human beings are there, we do not know. But it is definitely very long. So long. In that long thing, this one life itself will be like a day. Like yesterday. So for you, it is looking like, oh, past life. I can't remember. Even the arrested criminal also will say, I can't remember what I did. It's very unfair. You're punishing me now. I hail from Kerala. There is a family which moved into a place very near our place. And they built a very nice house, very big house, grand house, bungalow. And then what happened was, every some important days they'll start donating, doing charity to a lot of people in the entrance. They'll be giving dress, they'll be giving food, they'll be giving a lot of things. Very nice people. Everybody, we are looking up to that family. What a fantastic family. And it goes on like that for 3-4 years. Such a nice family. And suddenly one day, lot of hue and cry over that place. When we all peeped in, we saw the police. So the police is arresting the main person. So all the local people say, no, you can't touch him. He's such a nice guy. What has he done? Then they show him the records. He has been a criminal in some other state and he had moved here. But the local people like you were saying, please don't do it, please don't do it. Okay. So if you stretch it for a little longer, it look like past life only, the current life also. When was this crime done? So many years back. All economic offenses. So like that. Anyway, we just had to buy time till Kishorji got ready. He's ready now.
Greetings to all of you.
Yeah.
Guruji, what is the agenda for today? We are looking at the remedies only, right?
Yes.
Is my voice absolutely clear?
Clear.
Okay. So shall we attend Nagendraji's chart first?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen here.
Is this person related to Nagendra?
Yes, sir. He's my own brother.
Own brother. Very sorry to hear about it.
He's my elder.
But there is a point when we are talking about an individual who's going through trouble. Let's not bring up the past life, right? Because current life we are having an issue. We should not talk about. There's no point, right? Because already done. But we at least know that is the reason. I don't know where the planets are. I have not even looked into the chart. Usually in my records, I saw Rahu and Ketu on 2-8 axis most of the time. Okay, but not sure whether it will be the same for you.
Are you able to see the chart, Guruji?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, the question asked, what is the question, sir?
The question asked is chronic kidney issue started in October 2011 and currently in dialysis stage and try for kidney transplant. In my notebook, all the kidney patients had the same Rahu Ketu on 2-8 axis.
Thank you.
Okay. Before opening the chart, I said, mostly it should be like that. Sometimes it need not be also.
So one clue we got from Nagendraji's statement is that the problem started in the year 2011. So we'll start from there.
Okay.
When the dasha of moon is starting. Okay, so that is one important point we have to keep in the back of our mind. Now, when you look at the chart, we see that this is a Pisces Lagna. And kidney afflictions usually start or are connected with the 7th house. So let us look at the affliction part here. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are some strong reasons for the afflictions to be manifesting in the moon dasha.
Okay.
Because if you notice carefully, moon is in that sandhi, which is known as the Gandhanta. Okay. And then we see that the 7th Lord, he is also combust and with Rahu Ketu axis or in Rahu Ketu axis. So whenever we see that Rahu Ketu affliction, see the 7th house is afflicted and the 7th Lord is afflicted. and Rahu Ketu signifies the payback in terms of karmic pain or pleasure, whatever it is. We see the seventh lord is also retrograde, and he's in the company of or with malefics, so it doesn't help a lot. So first thing is combustion of seventh lord, retrogression of seventh lord, and then we see the sixth lord in the second, which is what we call as the malefic or the Dusthana lord or the Trishadaya lord, causing problems in the digestive system. And 2-8 axis Rahu Ketu, we have always heard from you that it is something we watch out for, especially in the years 32, 45, and 60.
Sage Bhrigu's words.
So, yeah, Sage Bhrigu's words, which we have been hearing from you, Guruji.
Okay.
So these are the points that I wish to make. And then we'll also look at the Mrityu Bhaga, or the so-called dignity of Mars, which is supposed to be in Mrityu Bhaga. And then we see the dignity of Saturn. Okay, here in Jupiter Lagna, we have two camps. One is the Jupiter, Sun, Mars, and the Pakshabali moon on one side. On the other side, we have Venus, Saturn, and Rahu Ketu. These are on the other side. The biggest afflictors in medical astrology are Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, and Mars. So we see the Mars's impact not only on the 7th house, but also on the 8th house, which is the house for chronic ailments.
Correct.
So now that we got the gist of it, why he's suffering or why that suffering happened, let us take this and go in a reverse direction. Because I've been wanting to do this in your presence, Guruji. So
Okay.
This affliction of Saturn and Moon, or conjunction of Saturn and Moon, even though Moon is its own house and exaltation, is the fact that it is in the Gandanta degree of affliction that was actually cancelling that exaltation blessing or advantage. That is question number one. Second question that I want to ask is, do we consider Gulika and Mandi? Because I am seeing a new pattern of late. Wherever Gulika and Mandi is, it seems to afflict. And the aspect of these Gulika Mandis is also the place which is a point of concern. So shall I go with Gulika Mandi forward in the future charts? Because
always include it, because Parashara included it, right?
Okay.
Yes.
And one more thing I want to tell you is that for the dual signs, of course, I know that we usually don't take the concept of Badaka and Badikesh, but for the dual signs, the 7th house is considered as the Badaka house, or the problem house, or the house of problems, and the 7th lord is considered as the Badakesh. Now, this is usually a term used in Prashna. Am I right, Guruji?
Correct.
So if
the word Badaka is used according to, even I attended a Prashna session, 2-day course. He also, the astrologer there also said the same thing, that it is only to be used for the Badaka word itself is only for Prashna.
Okay.
But we could use, almost similar, it is like Maharshi has already said, for all Charalagnas, 11th lord is Badaka according to Prashna. But even otherwise also, 11th lord is considered bad for all the Charalagnas, right? According to Parashara.
Generally we say 11th is the most.
So not using the word Badaka, you will still get it. Same thing, 7th lord is always Maraka. So we get that also. The only problem is with 9th house, because for 9th house, suppose you say the 9th lord for a Sthira Lagna is Badaka, then we have an issue which contradicts Maharshi Parashara's almost axiomatic principle. For example, for Kumbha Lagna, Venus is 9th lord. So using the Rashna Marga idea, it is Badaka, Venus. But we know Venus is the Yoga Karaka for that Lagna.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we have a contradiction only in the 9th house of a Chara Lagna. Only that is the issue.
That we'll have to take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, so that we leave it. And then if you want to, you can go back and forth using the word Badaka because it's a very impressive word. Right.
And I wanted to take it up as one side factor because it is also one of the chapters in BPHS, if I'm not mistaken, Guruji, a part of a chapter. So
Yeah, we can.
please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And then now we look at the placement of the so-called marakas, because marakas are again something that we need to watch out for in medical astrology. So we know for sure that the seventh lord is a maraka, the second lord is a maraka. In this case, Mercury gets double maraka duty being in the second house, the seventh lord in the second house.
Okay.
Now, one word of caution to all my friends here, the fellow astrologers, is that whenever we talk of these afflictions and how we relate with the placement of the grahas, please don't interpolate in your charts and say, get shocked that in your case the marakas are there, and why is it, and do you think that you have an impending disaster? And those questions should not rise, because each and every person's chart is his own creation. Okay, he's brought his karma, whoever it may be. And whenever we talk of medical astrology point of view, there are points which we need to take only with that aspect for the question being asked. If the question was not asked, then this could have been a very good chart. Okay. Even otherwise, I would say that this degree that we see of Rahu and Ketu, okay, along with the degree that we see of Moon, they are on the borderline. So whenever grahas are in the borderline, we have to be very careful with the time, because the time mentioned is 4 o'clock. So we have to take that as, with caution. Not just the lagna, but even the other grahas, their functionality would also change based on where they are. For example, they are in the Sandhi, or if they are in the Gandhanta Sandhi, then the things will change. Another point I wanted someone to say was the fact that Jupiter in third is not a good placement for Jupiter in an enemy sign, though it's a parivartana. A parivartana between the third lord and the first lord. And Venus in the first, along with Mars, who is the most malefic in terms of medical astrology, Venus here doubles up as the third lord and the eighth lord. So the double impact creating graha. Let me remove those lines.
Okay.
And now, what are the points we got? The seventh house affliction, the seventh lord afflicted by combustion and placement, and the dasha, which we are going to come now in detail, is that of starting dasha of Moon. As I told you, Moon is placed at the Gandhanta Sandhi. So whenever we speak of the placement of this graha, obviously even the dasha would have been one of the main starting points for the ailment, I would say. And since Nagendra is with us, definitely he will be able to pinpoint exactly the time when it was diagnosed. At that time, was it mentioned as something that was treatable, or was it like an early diagnosis, or was it, could you throw some light on what was the exact diagnosis at 2011?
Yes, he just got a high BP suddenly. Then we consulted a doctor in Hyderabad, and they thought like it might be related to heart. But when they did all the tests and all, then they confirmed that they do see the creatine part in blood, which is high. And surprisingly, he's not he won't take alcohol, he won't take cigarette and all. So at that time, the doctors were a bit surprised. So they told that they did the all those stuff. Then they said the kidneys were in very small size somehow. Some right kidney is not expanding much, and unfortunately, by the time in 2011, they say it's almost 60 to 70% are already been not working, functioning correctly.
In 2000?
2011 only, the same 2011 October, probably around first week.
Okay, so Moon Mars. Moon, the significator of Moon, the signification of Moon is that it is actually considered as the moving life force inside the body. The life force that's moving in our body is the Moon, right? And it is connected with water. And here you see Moon is between water, and the next element is fire, the tattva of fire and water. So that is again another thing that we need to keep in mind.
Gandanta.
Gandanta.
Kisharji. Yeah.
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 Can you mention your name, please?
Yeah. Kishore, this is Parmeshwar. Can I add points here?
Yeah. Please go ahead. I think you are now in that you got the direction from yesterday's and
Yeah. Thing is like when we are looking at medical astrology, initially we don't see the bhava chart, but again we have to go for it. So if you see the moon, that is in maybe it is in the fifth house, but in bhava it goes to the sixth house.
Yeah. I was actually not willfully not looking at the bhava chart because we have to go into the dasha bhukti for that. So let me change. I want you to first have a look at the Navamsha also, because people say that if there is a problem in the D1 and if in D9 the chart is good, then it is a mixed bag, right? The affliction is not that severe. Even here, one more thing I forgot to mention is that this Jupiter is not retrograde, okay? So,
yes.
And it is aspecting the
seventh house.
Yeah, the afflicted house of the
Mercury.
So that's saving grace.
Yeah.
And what else do you say? And it is also aspecting the ninth bhava, which is again good, in terms of sustaining the native.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And if we see the Navamsha, then it's a third lord and eighth lord goes to Lagna. The Mars.
Third lord and?
Eighth lord. No, in Navamsha.
Okay.
In Navamsha, and the rest of the points, if we see that the Vimshopakapala, that it is less for the Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. And then
no, see, we'll first finish the houses, then we'll go to the other factors.
Okay.
If we are going to go in all directions, then there will be a problem coming to one rhythm, that rhythmic flow of thought will get hampered. So once we are done with the D1, now we go to the D9.
Sure. Okay.
We see the Lagna afflicted by Mars, the presence of Mars and Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
But here, Mercury in its own house doesn't seem to be a negative factor. Okay. The only factor it is retrograde, and with Mars is one affliction that we can add as a stack-up point. The main important point that we wanted to see is the presence of Rahu Ketu there, once again in 2-8. You get the point?
Yes, Kishore, yes. Yeah.
So again, we are seeing the pattern repeating of Rahu Ketu affliction in 2-8. And this time, that 2-8 nodal eclipse is actually consuming the benefic there, the Guru. Okay. And of course, I forgot to mention this in D1 also we see the life force being eclipsed, and that of Sun. Okay. Gautam, are you here?
Is there?
Yes, Kishore.
Yeah. Can you tell if I missed something, because we had some discussions on how to proceed, right? So
yes, and this Ketu Saturn, Sun and Rahu Ketu axis should not be taken lightly, because the planet that can get afflicted the most by Rahu Ketu is the Sun, because he is the light giver, and Rahu and Ketu are shadows. And whenever Rahu or Ketu join Sun, it creates poison. It is one of the cause of eclipse, and especially when moon joins. But anyway, and this combination of Sun, afflicted Sun by Rahu Ketu is in the second house of consumption. Again, most of the people who have kidney issues, most of the time they will have Rahu Ketu in the 2-8 axis. And interestingly, this person was he is said to be not to have alcohol and cigarettes, right? He
Yes.
never had alcohol.
He never had.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing.
I have a feeling, Guruji, that this was actually the karmic repercussion because of the Rahu, Ketu, and Saturn involved in this, more than anything else. I mean, usually that is the case. They say Saturn is the karmic.
The Rashi Tula is actually in the Kala Purusha considered as, because it is in the 7th house, right?
Oh,
So whenever
yeah.
you say 7th house, The seventh house itself falls in Tula, which is the kidney point.
Yeah, very important.
Even Professor K.S. Krishnamurthy in his KP astrology, medical astrology, he has insisted that Tula is the prime for kidney. Okay. The poisoning happens on that axis. Yeah, that's the place. And because the kidneys are so much connected to the sexual organ, because the urinary tract continues from kidney, it has to transport through the eighth house. So the eighth house gets involved. So this is a case of selling alcohol and similar stuffs in the past life. Okay. But in this life, he is not consuming it and he is not selling it. And most of the people, the correct remedy when they're very young itself, we should notice that there is an eclipse that happened. I think eclipse happened some few days back because the moon has just crossed the sun. So it should have been solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is sixth lord. So it is again Rogadipati. And then because Rahu and Ketu, that eclipse itself is so much close to the 2-8 axis, middle, because ascendant is 9 degrees. Even if you say time of birth may not be accurate, but even then it is, let's say, 9 degrees. So sun is at 13 degrees and Ketu is at 0 degree. And that is a Gandanta. And then again, moon, the lord of the fifth house of Purva Punya, is in Gandanta. So we have, like you correctly pointed out, all the major liquids, there are only two major liquids. Okay. So one is the excretory system liquid, and the other one is the blood system. Okay. But all this are interlinked. For example, if you do, how do you find out how much levels are there in the body for diagnostic purpose? Mostly blood is taken. And the other one is the urine which is taken for measurement. What is the creatine level or any level to find out anything. So moon rules that. And that moon is in trouble because Saturn and moon are together in a sign. All that, what you told in the beginning, that seventh house affliction is perfect. Now that you added the dimension of Guliga and Mandi in Lagna is always bad for health. That's an additional point, at least in this horoscope, we got that. But if you look at, Jupiter has no role to play for protection because he is not covering the Rahu and Ketu. Because he is not covering the poisoning. Okay, so I know several people who are selling alcohol, they themselves don't drink. That's a very strange thing. They don't drink. But their business is selling alcohol. So sometimes in this life also, you might come across people who never consumed alcohol, but they had Rahu and Ketu on 2-8 axis, but still got the problem. And this is long term, not able to find. So we'll look at Dasha and Antardasha.
Yeah.
Any Antardasha coming to, for example, at least Venus is in Lagna, right? Is anything coming up in Venus? Venus period is coming up. Sometimes, just because it is sitting in Lagna, they may find a possibility of a cure. Okay. Just because Shukra, the Subhagraha is there as a Shubhagraha.
But it's also the most malefic, right, Guruji?
Yeah, we have an issue there because we are not getting Guru to support, because Guru as Lagna Lord is only in the third but unconnected to at least the Rahu. So who is going to control? So what is the how is his belief system in God and remedies, Nagendra?
Yes, sir. He believes in God and he does all the pujas and yeah.
Okay.
Very
First thing every day, let him make a flat prayer saying, for whatever mistakes I've done by giving bad food to others in the past life and making money out of it, please forgive me. Like that, one prayashchit type, prayer has to be said. Okay. And look at me now in this life, I am giving good food to people. So he has to start saying, I'll give good food. Now, where to give good food? He can give it in the fifth house itself, because children place, orphanage. Right? That's where the conjunction of Saturn Moon is happening. So let him do the correction in the children place. Okay.
Okay.
And the main god for him will be Durga. So Durga Saptasloki, right? In Durga Saptasloki, there are several paragraphs, but it's not very long. But you have one paragraph which is Sarva Mangala Mangalya. And then always in the orphanage also give to females because Venus is female. Okay. By doing all this constantly, we can hope that we might be able to find a donor. Otherwise,
Okay,
yeah, it's lucky at least in this life he didn't make it worse by drinking. So that's a good thing he has done. So look at the Venus, even though we can say it is also functional malefic, at least it is in Uchchasthana, in Lagna. The Shubhagraha's Uchcham in Lagna is usually a problem solver. Okay, so one of the fundamental facts in astrology, just even though he is functionally bad. So we'll hope for Venus in 2025. So meanwhile, he can do all these remedies. And the age is coinciding. What is the current, what is the age now? He is
45 complete, 46 running things.
Yeah, 46 running. Okay. This 45 is a troublesome zone. So you can add, okay. Yeah, that is a permanent Sade Sati. That's one point.
Because this affliction of Saturn and Saturn is even more stronger because he is the owner of the 11th and the 12th.
Okay.
So I feel we have to do some strong Saturn-based remedies, Guruji.
Yeah, now Ashtama Sani is also going on.
Yeah.
Now in this period, correct.
Yeah.
Whenever health issues crop up, they crop up during these times.
Hmm.
Now, what should we strengthen and what should we worship here, Guruji?
First, always in a chronic health problem, strengthen the Lagna Lord. House number 1, Jupiter. So give him one nice yellow sapphire on the index finger. Yellow sapphire. Set in gold, and he must wear gold and never wear black. Black, gray, and dark blue. Nothing. Yeah, no, even on the bed or anything that he uses, completely avoid black, gray, and dark blue. This is the first defense. How much ever green he can give away, green leafy vegetables to cows, green leafy vegetables to orphanage, that much that Mercury will become happier. Because all said and done, kidney is a 7th and 8th matter. So we need to look at the 7th Lord. The 7th Lord Mercury, always the standard remedy is Vishnu Sahasranam. And giving Tulsi to Mahavishnu and Hanuman. So he should do a combination of Vishnu, then Durga, orphanage food donation, and the food should always be maximum milk. And since milk is more useful or more relevant in an orphanage because children love milk or they need milk, milk could also be considered as a opposite of poison given in the last birth. So by giving and changing these things, he should be able to find some ideas. So suddenly there will be some call, some doctor he will find, and then the doctor will say, we found a person. I've done this 4 or 5 times successfully for people, and they are now hale and healthy. Okay, I mean, completely not, but at least they got the kidney transplant. It was a success. But they did the same thing that I gave them, whatever I told you now. But in that, at least majority of the people were also drinking earlier, but once a kidney problem came, they obviously stopped. Okay.
Also, there is one tradition of, in the north, at least for Vishnu Bhagwan, there is a tradition of Satyanarayan Katha.
Okay.
Does Nagendra also follow that practice? I mean, have you heard?
Yes. We do from even Hyderabad also. Whenever we do any new housewarming, any marriage and all, we do Satyanarayana Samvrtam.
Satyanarayan Puja is a big puja, right, Guruji?
Yes, definitely.
Because I think that katha happens for many days, right, Nagendra? I'm not sure about it.
Yes.
I mean, in generally, the priest will come and he will tell up to 7 stories, finishes in 2 to 3 hours.
I remember this because I had some Agrawal neighbors and they were Vaishnavites. I mean, all our Agrawals are Vaishnavites. So they used to conduct this puja. It was a big, elaborate affair. I liked it because it was like, a full scale worship of Vishnu Bhagwan.
Kishorji, I'll be sharing one screen which I presented in the Baba conference, which happened in UK.
Yeah, sure.
Alongside Sanjay Rath and 4 or 5 people, we presented this.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not showing you all the slides, but only one. Okay. Just for the sake of getting to know how serious these remedies are. This is a slide that was shown on that day. So you can see the Rahu Ketu, that was the topic. The Rahu Ketu, the anti-dharma axis. What you gave to the world last birth comes back to you in the current life. Let's say you sold poison, alcohol, and became rich in the past life. Now the poison will get back into your system by giving you an addiction to alcohol. For example, Rahu in 2nd house of mouth. Poison gets back through your mouth. Kidney diseases are frequent for those who have Rahu and Ketu on 2-8 axis. Now, this is actually an alcohol being sold. Do you see what is inside?
Snake.
Very painful.
It is not a lookalike of snake. Can you believe it that human beings are so crazy? It's being sold. Okay. I picked it up only because it is a combination of alcohol and snake altogether. Okay. That's why I picked up this photo. I found this many years ago. Okay. So I am very much convinced, but as Nagendra says, what is the point of talking about past life when suffering is so much in the current life, right? Somehow, at least at this point, it makes no sense. But it is better that we do the remedies for the poison reversal using milk and milk-related or sattvic food, whatever is sattvic. So let him offer tulsi to Mahavishnu. You can show the horoscope again.
Yeah.
Now, the best thing is, I think Nagendra remembers the date when that analysis happened, right?
I think he mentioned 2010, Guruji.
2011, October 1st week. Sir.
See, yeah, he remembers the date itself. So,
if anybody has this Dasha Adhyay chapter open in BPHS, or Guruji, if you can pull it up.
Yeah.
I think you have that.
Yes, I have already reckoner. You just tell me what is it? What is the period?
See, this entire Mars Dasha, with, let's say we see Mars, Saturn, Mars, Mercury.
No, when did it come first?
That one is 2011 is Moon Mars.
Is it after July?
It's in October.
October. So it is correct, right? It is Moon Mars.
Nagendraji, is it correct that date that you see here, 28/7/2011? Or is it?
No, it was diagnosed in October 2011.
That's what. It was correct. In Moon Mars. It was in Moon Mars. Now I want to tell you something about diagnosis and all. See, when a diagnosis happens, the disease may not have surfaced only in that period. The disease would have surfaced straight from Moon itself.
Okay.
As soon as Moon started.
Even Sun Dasha is also doubtful, Guruji, because Sun is the 6th lord here.
Yeah, it is possible, but for want of we are trying to make a guess here because we are only seeing it then, but there is no proof where we can say it started because it could start on a gradual note, right? But at least we need not focus on the Antardasha of 2011. We can simply say it started in Moon, Or maybe what Sage Bhrigu said at the age of 32. At the 32, there is danger, right? He says.
Yeah, 32, 45, 60.
So the 32, you can touch and say maybe it is at that time it started. And unfortunately, in 32, it was Sun Ketu, the eclipse. That tallies, which means the time of birth is correct.
Yeah,
So
and one more point is that if we go for Dasha Bhukti reading, then we will have to refer to moon in the sixth, from the Baba chart. Moon has gone to the sixth zone of medical issues.
Correct. It has gone to Rogasthana, right?
Yeah, yes, Guruji. So,
but this moon is very difficult because, okay, I want to tell a very important fact about the fifth lord going into the sixth house. Maharishi Parashara often refers it as fall from position whenever the fifth lord goes to sixth. So this is a very troublesome disease. We pray that nobody should get this disease. So the sun Rahu, Sun Ketu is what I think has triggered it, because this Ketu is also very bad, because this Ketu is also in Gandanta 09, which is the actual very strong Gandanta, right? In terms of the Sashtiyamsa also. So it was definitely in Sun Ketu it started. We know, because that's where the eclipse happened. And it covered the seventh lord also, because the Mercury was also there. And Mercury is hurt here because he's in Mars house. So we got some clues there. If you do a study on what is the planetary transit in 2007 or 2009, we can get some big clues. If you know how the sky was in mid 2009. Is there a way?
Sir, we can see in Jagannath Hora the entry chart for every dasha and antardasha, sir.
Okay. Wait, I think Kishorji is feeding in 2009 May, something like that. No,
2009.
2009. Because we are suspecting, based on Sage Bhrigu's words, the danger should have come into life at the age of 32.
Oh, sorry, I was in mute. Did you want the transit chart on that year, Guruji, 2009?
Correct. It is done.
Okay.
So again, there is a seventh house affliction.
Sun Saturn.
Sun Saturn, seventh lord going to sixth.
Wait. Parmeshji, you are talking about affliction to the seventh?
No, he's taking the lagna of the natal chart.
Okay.
And
Yes.
looking at planets where they are, which is a very standard method of using transit. Correct.
Yeah, then this is debilitated. Lagna Lord is debilitated. And we have Mars once again in a Marka-like situation with that Gandanta happening again. I mean, Sandhi happening again. And again, Mercury is in Sandhi. I mean, okay, these are transits, but placement of these major grahas would not change that much compared to Mercury and Moon. So if you look at Jupiter, it was debilitated at that time. Third Lord was in sixth at that time. The sixth Lord was in conjunction with the 11th Lord and the 12th Lord Saturn. I'm interpolating from the D1, Guruji.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we have a very Nitin. Is he a student for regular class? I don't know. I have a similar position of Ketu and Rahu and Saturn in D1, and I went through kidney transplant in March 2011. and advice for another in 2 years plus. Nitin, are you here?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. Where are you having Rahu and Ketu?
My Rahu is in Libra.
Libra.
Ketu in Aries and Saturn in Cancer. Exactly similar position as Nagendra, the D1.
Oh.
In fact, the degrees are also very, very similar.
And the time of birth is around that year, or?
My time of birth is I'm much older. 18 March 1977.
I want to say is 1977, the plan, because the planet's positions are same. Just want to know.
Yeah.
Same year only.
So 30 years later. Okay. And what is your Lagna? Nitin?
Libra.
Oh.
Tula Lagna, Kumbha Rashi.
When it is Tula Lagna, Rahu is in Libra, then Rahu is not in the second house, or?
Yeah, it is not, but we'll come to that.
No,
but we need to.
Axis itself is directly pointing to afflictions to the
Libra, correct. Yeah.
kidney part, and Libra being
kidney is kidney point.
And we don't know.
Kishorji, we can do a research on Nitin's chart because he managed to get a kidney transplant in March 2011. Okay. So because we are not able to find for Nagendra, show the birth chart, we are missing the Jupiter aspect on Rahu. So at least Jupiter is aspecting the 7th, right, for Nagendra.
Yes.
Yeah, Narendra, reference, sorry, not Nagendra. Okay. Sorry, yeah.
I have my D1 and Namauch on the screen. I can share.
Which is Jagannath Hora?
I'm very new to this, sir. Started last week with you.
Oh.
But I can share my screen if you like.
No, what software are you using?
Jyoti 10.
Then fine.
Oh, then fine. Yeah. Then then we'll come back.
Also, you have done the corrections, right, in Sri Jyoti 10 about the Yanamsha and the Rahu mean node.
Mean nodes. We can ask him to check. No issues. Nitin, before the problem, were you smoking and drinking?
Not a regular one, but
occasional.
Yes, can't say no. Yeah, occasionally.
Okay. Yes, please show the.
Guruji, you'll have to enable screen share for Nitin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So my screen may not be as advanced as your.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
No, we need only the chart, the D1 chart.
I have shared it. I'm not sure whether you can see my screen.
Oh, it's very colorful, though. All right.
Sorry, I downloaded it yesterday, so starting.
Do you analyze the charts? This is the way that you do regular analysis, Nitinji?
No, sir. This is the first one. I started as a beginner 2 weeks back, and I downloaded this software last week, and this is the first chart I'm looking on my own.
Okay. Guruji, can I suggest some corrections?
Please go ahead.
No, I'm not able to see anything properly.
The ascendant is 0.5.
One thing is, one second. Please left click on the chart. And then go to this chart.
Are the fonts very small?
Yeah. I'm going to change all that. So it'll take 2 minutes. Please, everyone, bear with me. Go to this chart. It is in the center of that menu,
Yeah.
When you go to this chart, you'll have an option, show only the grahas. Show only the 9 planets. Yeah. Clear?
Very
now,
good.
go to file, the file menu. Go to preferences.
You want to check Chitrapakshayanamsa?
No. The first thing is we have to improve the visual appeal of this chart. These things will be like, the mind will be clouded. And click on that 4th color. Yeah, click on that and click OK. One sec. While you're here, let me check the Ayanamsha. Oh, okay. Can
I
you,
can-
one sec, no problem. Let this be there. Please click on, yeah, we brought it back. Mean node, and it's so small I can't see it.
Yeah,
Main
I
node,
can't see.
Lahiri,
I'm zero.
equal house.
Equal house, Lahiri, mean node, and what is the top one? Gautam, can you see it?
Yes, Kishore, you can even zoom in. You control and scroll.
Oh,
Or you can request remote control, so you can do it yourself.
see it. I can see it.
I
Good.
can
Everything is
give the remote control.
printing color.
Should I give it to
Click on
you?
done. Click on done.
You can take a photo.
And then and the same thing you have to do even in Navamsha, okay? Just right click this chart, show only 9 grahas. Okay. Now, if you can see at the edge of each chart, you'll see a small dot there. Just like in Excel, we have a dot, For each chart corner, bottom right corner of each chart, there will be a dot which you can pull, okay, like a reticle. Yeah. You can make it smaller. Please fix it inside one particular box. Take the D1. No, take the D1. D1 chart and drag it and put it inside the first box itself, the first bhava, using that language. Yeah, make it small, make it small. Let it go small, let it go small. Don't worry about it. We'll bring it back.
Okay.
Fix it inside that first box.
Yeah, it's fixed in first
Or-
box.
No, it still has to go inside.
Tell him to,
Yeah, no, the
press on the
same
grid and make it.
Yeah. I will do that. And then pull the Navamsha and make it sit inside in the second bhava. The Navamsha chart. Yeah, bring it to this. Yeah. Now Vimshotri, you can put it in the third. Now drag and drop it.
You like with ascendant or from
That's it,
or
that's
without?
it. No, this is enough. And the others we don't need. So go to page wizard there. Do you see a wand there with PG on the top menu taskbar? Yeah, not this. There is on the top you see something, there's a taskbar or what you call menu bar on top.
Yeah.
You see something called PG with a wand symbol, magic wand.
Here.
Yeah, click on that. Do you see a pop-up coming? Yeah. Now,
Yeah, I can see.
wait, let me see what is the thing there. Okay. In that horizontal units, you put 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Make it 3. And vertical, make it 2.
Done.
Now click OK.
Okay, that's much clearer.
Okay, right. And that I think you can move it into the third box. Yeah.
Kishorji have said the Ayanamsha as Lahari, correct?
Yeah, Larry.
Okay, fine.
It should be Chitrapaksha.
I think Chitrapaksha is it's almost similar. I don't know if Lahari is available there. You can check it.
It will be
It
available.
will be called Chaitra sometimes or
True
Chitra.
Lahiri, yes.
That is true Lahiri.
11th Lord in the 6th, the 12th Lord and 9th Lord in the 6th. And then we see, okay, the 2nd and 7th Lord in the 5th. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can use this the birth date that you have printed here, Nitinji.
Sure.
Just let me put this up because since we're talking about medical issues, especially kidney, and this, do you want me to hide the name?
I think that's okay.
I mean, nobody will be searching for Nitinji.
2011,
1839.
when the March 2011, what was the Dasha and Antardasha? Why it is truncated here? Oh, it's like that, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Guruji,
it's not.
it's just 1 month apart, Guruji. 1903 and 2025. Okay. Solapur, Maharashtra.
I can share few more details. I have some dates with me as well.
Yeah. Just let me pull up this place.
Sure.
Okay. Mail. Got it. Yeah, let's look at this. I'll have to share my screen, Nitinji.
Sure. Okay, let's stop.
The Jupiter Mars, he got a solution.
Slight difference is the Venus is in Sandhi once again. Lagna Lord and the 8th Lord in Sandhi. I think that's the Gandanta. Oh. Ascendant.
Venus is in Gandanta.
Yeah, Ascendant is also in Sandhi.
Venus and Ketu in very tight conjunction, right?
Yes. 9th and 12th Lord combust. Okay, what is the Dasha at that time? 2011. Mercury, right?
He found the solution in Mercury?
Started in Mercury.
No, the solution came when?
March.
March
2011.
2020.
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Mercury.
I was waiting for Mercury to find at least a transplant.
No, when were you diagnosed?
It's a little long story actually. I started knowing that creatine is going high in 2003 when I started my first job with ministry, and then it erupted again in 2010 around July when I had to do the test again. Then we realized that creatinine has gone to 5.
Okay, so you're talking about Saturn Dasha being the start of your awareness and confirmation, right?
That's correct.
Okay, let me voice out loud something that's going in my mind. I believe that there is some BTR that needs to be done, Guruji.
Oh.
Because of that 0 degree. And that, yeah, we have to be very careful with this.
Yeah, I do think that it will be Virgo.
I believe it would be this Lagna. Then we see the Saturn being the 6th.
Oh, the Lordship. You don't want Saturn to be Yoga Karaka.
Yeah, I mean, Saturn Dasha, if it's in Yoga Karak, obviously.
Yeah, why should it happen? Correct?
That is the point. And
this can happen only if it is Kanya Lagna.
Yeah, if it is Kanya Lagna, many things are explained. We have Rahu Ketu axis, then we have, the second Lord going to the 8th. Right?
How much time should you reduce to bring it back to at least 29 degrees of Kanya? The minimum?
We'll try it here.
Option you reduce it by 4 minutes? 1977, 4 minutes error is possible. Yeah.
So one more data point perhaps maybe of use is when I was in 1977, when I was 6 months old, that should be September, I went through a urinary tract inspection of a 6-month-old. But then we didn't know anything about kidney, and that we only realized in 2011.
And this urinary tract infection was serious at that time.
Just 1 hour, we are getting a major difference. What was the time you? Oh, no, 1 hour can't be a BTR. 1 second. We'll go in minutes. It was 2025, right?
2025, that's right.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do it in 2 minutes and see if it works. Yeah. Yes, Guruji. Just 5 minutes and it would be all falling in place. Guruji, you're on mute.
The phone came, I muted. Okay.
Can you show the Bhruti Bhaga also somewhere? Okay,
Yeah.
no Mritibhaka. Okay. Good.
So that
So-
means Lagna Lord itself is going to sixth house.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a point here. Correct. Allows it to happen.
Hmm.
It's an Arishta yoga, right?
Yes, Guruji.
This suddenly explains everything.
I was suspicious when he told me about the Dasha. The Saturn
Correct,
Dasha
correct.
could not
Why
be.
Saturn Yoga Garaka in the 10th and border of, so why should it give?
That too, malefics in the 10th are supposed to be doing good and all those things. And then there's a parivartana between Moon and Saturn here. That was a yoga actually, Raj Yoga, right? Between 4th, 5th, and 10th parivartana happening in their own signs, though they are enemies or.
Karthik, we say is Lagna Lord and 8th Lord Venus in Gandanta in Ketu star. Oh, that has changed now, right? Okay.
No,
Except-
we are just running on assumptions. But if we keep this Lagna, then we are getting many things right.
Correct.
Nitinji, may I ask?
Lagna Lord itself is debilitated, isn't it?
Yeah, when did you get married, Nitinji?
Correct.
Which year?
I'm not married.
Not married.
In fact, also the reason I got tested in 2020, 6 or 8 odd months before the transplant, I did the premarital test. Means I was not serious at all, but when I knew on the back of my mind that my kidney was weak few years back, that's why I did a premarital medical test and we realized that kidney has deteriorated significantly, and that's why everything got cancelled and the transplant was the main focus for next 1 year.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So
You
sad.
see, the affliction is happening in the 7th house. And if we keep this chart, assuming that this is the chart, then affliction is happening in the 7th house, right? The house of marriage.
And he told that when he was 6 months old, he got diagnosed with some urinary infection.
Urinary tract infection.
6
Okay.
months.
So it's Jupiter.
Very young.
No, Gautam, urinary tract infection is way too much in the past.
That's okay. Still Jupiter. I mean, look at the moon degree. Early degrees of Purva Bhadrapada. It should be Jupiter. And the Dasha will be long, like more than 2 years.
You're talking about which year?
The time.
Oh, time of birth. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I think we can take this because Rahu's dispositor is Venus and Venus is in Gandanta, again on the same, sticking with Ketu.
Can we call this as malefically hemmed house, Guruji?
Where Venus and Ketu are between, which one?
The 7th house.
7th house. Okay. Oh, because Ketu is on that side and Mars is on this side.
Yeah, Ketu here and Mars here.
Yeah, pressure on the 7th is there.
Yeah, and Moon being the 11th Lord, we consider that also. And that too, it's not at all having the Paksha strength.
It's a KPC, I think.
Pardon?
Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi.
Yeah.
Oh.
In fact, I'm planning the KPC puja in the month of November.
Oh.
See, right, there's a Sadesati going on, Guruji, for him.
Yeah. Best time to do the KPC.
Is it KPC?
Yes.
Because 4 degrees, 4 minus this way 12. Yeah, it is correct. It is KPC. And that too, more on the ending side, I think. Right?
It's a 6, but
Not,
yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
2 degrees
Yeah,
left.
something like that. Yeah.
So we see the affliction here, Guruji. We see that there are 2 most malefics for this native being in the 6th house. And then we see the 6th Lord and 6th Lord also in, having this placement here in 11th. But that's not a big
Eighth
deal.
Lord, huh? You were saying eighth Lord, huh?
Yeah, yeah. No, not 8th Lord. I'm talking about just the Moon and Mars here. Not being
Okay.
good, grahas for this native. And then we see Venus again not being that good because of being the 8th Lord and afflicted by Rahu. See, the dignity of Venus is once again in Gandanta, right? The serious Gandanta.
Yeah, we can see the strengths maybe. Then we will have one more stack up. Very important, I think. Venus is anyhow in Gandanta, we can.
We have 8, we have 5.4 for Venus, 8 for Mercury, Lagna Lord 8. So these are almost similar, right, Guruji? In terms
Yeah.
of
I'm happy to share more details if there are any specific questions or data points.
So, can you say, I'll be deviating from the topic here, but can you tell me how was your Saturn Dasha, apart from medical issues, were there any gains or sudden, were there any fulfillment of desires, or were there any lack of fulfillment of any desire? Because it's a period from 15 to 32. Was it like stressful, or was it like I'm talking about professional and materials.
Yeah, from 92, 93 was my SSC 10th year exam, which I think I did well. Then I did my engineering, which was struggle from the financial perspective for the fees. But then I got job in 2023. Then I got a job in on campus job in 1999 immediately, with some struggle of first 6 months. Then I think the career went very well from 2000 until my age 32, i.e. 2011. I worked in MNCs, my salary increased exponentially.
You mean 2002 to 2011, right?
That's correct. Yeah, it went very well.
Okay.
So
And
until Saturn entered.
2011 that we see the problems creeping up, right?
That's correct. So I can share one more details. I was working with Lehman, and there was a bankruptcy in October 2008. That's where the career started dangling. There was a financial crisis and stuff. And then, but very interestingly, 2008 September was the financial crisis. And 2011, interestingly, I moved out of India as well for a better job outside India.
Beginning of 11?
6 months after the surgery in March 2011, and I moved to Hong Kong in October 2011. Since then, I'm here.
See, the 7th house is also standing for trade, profession, and all those things. It also involves travel. Okay. So when your Mercury Dasha started, or when Saturn, Jupiter was about to end, it paved the way for your travel, I guess, And how long was the travel abroad?
I'm still here. Even in 2023, I'm here. I travel across, but this country is second home now. But I've traveled quite a bit.
Okay, so you're not in India now.
I'm not in India.
Okay.
Are you under loan? Are you under debt?
Definitely.
Not a significant one. I must say, not that I'm financially very happy, but there is no complaint.
Actually, it is not. I think. Can you mention the name of the previous speaker who spoke?
This is Rahul Kishorji.
Rahul, were you there yesterday when Hemaji's chart was discussed?
Yes, yesterday I was
Okay,
there.
I think you remember, right? The relationship, I mean, that correlation that I had, that is not here actually. That is not seen here. You see, the second lord is not in the sixth.
That is also one thing.
Hmm.
Sixth house is kind of overloaded, and he is already in foreign land. He better be in the foreign land, and he's having. I mean, he is going through all these medical issues. So I was thinking, before he came to know, before he was diagnosed, was he under date? That is one thing. And then did you also take some loans to, to fulfill your some of the desires, like buying a house or something?
Yes. So
And that was in Saturn, like 1992, or
I took my first in 1996 I took education loan, which I took some time for paying, almost like until 2003 I couldn't pay. Then I got the first job in 2000, better job in 2003. Then I had a loan, but that was a painful loan, although small. But now also I have pain, but those loans are taken for investment, that kind of thing. It's more of a speculative risk-taking aspect currently. So it's not a painful loan.
Yeah, I'll tell you one more thing. One strange thing that we observed in yesterday's session was that the moment the loan ended, the person's medical issue started. Okay, that was a very strange correlation that we had yesterday, because the sixth house stands for all those things. And the reason why Rahulji is talking about that is because of, he saw that the two grahas in the sixth, and those two grahas are also the malefic ones, not the normal ones, right? So anyways, what I suggest is to keep the loan going. Don't remove the loan. You should be under some loan or the other. And let us see if Guruji will concur with that. Some stress.
Yes, that's a very nice idea.
Yeah. And if you're a chess player, then please participate in tournaments. I mean, if you're all right and if time permits. And that's another far-fetched remedy which may or may not work. Because all stress-related stress busters come from the sixth house affairs. So either you get stressed out in something which is your own invitation, or you get stressed out by what gets delivered to you by the courier.
Understood. Interesting. So, interesting you say that actually, when although I said that financial burden or financial loan is more speculative, it's not a burden kind of a loan. But if I move into a new job or accept the promotion, I'll be more stressed from the career front. Probably it's better to take those stress is career rather than health world.
That stress should be there. Otherwise, it will start percolating into your the body level, And whatever remedies Guruji suggested for the previous member, I think something similar should be also followed in your case. Because we see the Lagna Lord is combusted here, right? That is one. Straight away, we can say that that Mercury also has to be. Anyways, that is Guruji's domain. Just talking out loudly.
One is to go by the standard approach. We have anyway, the Rahu Ketu on Venus we cannot ignore, right? The affliction. That is the original place, right? In the Rashi chart, we have to take it before we move to the Bhava. So that becomes a very important afflictor in your case, because Rahu and Venus has got lots to do with the eighth sign, and also as a very important planet as Venus. So straight away, I think we can assume that this is only the correct Lagna, right? We are more comfortable with this Lagna.
Yeah, many things fall in place.
Because 12th Lord not in Kendra, right? That is one of the things I discovered for unmarried people.
Oh, right.
And that too, whenever the 12th lord is in 6, 8, and 12, right? We have said that many times, that the condition for no marriage. But in this case, it became the 7th lord in 8th also. The 7th lord is now in the 8th. So we have too many things piling up on 1/7. So I think it is more to do with past life, I think sexual faults. Okay. So the correct remedy would be starting straight away from Subramanya Swami. Okay, Skanda Shashti Kavacham. That's the best thing, because he became the 8th lord in the 5th. Okay, so we have an 8th lord in the 5th also. And Rahu Ketu on 1/7 axis, in your case, will be Lord Shiva, Shivalinga with milk. Again, milk has to be used for the opposite of snake and poison on sitting in Lagna. Okay, Rahu and Ketu, the poison is so close to Lagna. Whichever way you look, even in the if you push it to the next Lagna or this Lagna, Rahu is very close to ascendant. Whenever Rahu is very close like this, then we'll have to give a lot of weightage. And Venus is a natural Karaka, being the Kala Purusha's kidney. So from that, we find it is Venus, and Venus could be also, again, one more time what I said. So it might be, it might have done this to you to make sure you're not getting married. Okay. So you need to join up with VK Varman's project. Whenever people are getting married, you can help people get married. Then Shiva Puja with milk. Okay. Milk on, anyway, the Krishna Paksha Chaudasi is showing us the solution that you have to worship Shiva on Masa Shivaratri. Okay. So we could use all those, logics. Masa Shivaratri. Lagna Lord in the 6th, we will use Emerald as a defense. I was just trying to figure out that Mercury gave you a solution. That's because it's simply a Lagna Lord. Kishorji, as soon as you adjusted the Lagna, see how many things are pointing.
Falling in place. Yeah. And there's that yoga also, no? Buddhaditya yoga happening in
correct.
Kendra.
Yeah. So we'll take that as the solution came in Buddha. So we will try to improve upon that by marrying more green to make Buddha stronger and stronger. It makes sense because you're still till 2028 you're in Mercury only. But even if you're not in Mercury also, continue to wear emerald. Emerald on the little finger. Shiva Puja, Guru Puja. Guru is the lord of, which somebody is typing, 7th and 8th aspected by Mars. Oh, yeah, we missed that point. The lord of the 7th aspecting, but we can check at the bottom, right? Is Mars aspecting Jupiter?
Yes, Guruji, 95.
95. Oh, you saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then it is fine. Then surely, please take it up seriously. So the marriage promoting activity, please do it. And wherever you're doing it, do it towards the girl side of the the couple. Because your Venus is only afflicted by Rahu and Ketu. Right?
So the worship is that of the Lagna Lord, and strengthening is also happening there by wearing more of green and using all that is related with Mercury. And I think even the same thing, Guruji, about Vishnu Sahasranam and Satyanarayan Puja.
No, we now it is Lagna Lord. Yeah, so now because it gave him the option, therefore doing anything towards Mercury is fine. Both the emerald and the prayer. Okay.
Okay. And how about doing this, Guruji? Because the 12th is the zone of hospitalization. So can we strengthen even, can we worship sun, not strengthen, worship?
That's a very nice point. Yeah, you can always worship the 12th Lord.
Aditya Hridayam.
Yes, yes. Now, Keshavji, you can also introduce the, is there any way to just mark the Karakamsha Lagna, if you can?
Yeah.
Is there an option like that?
This chart I'm looking at nowadays from the current Mahadasha Lord. I can put the Karakamsha here. So,
is it?
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
But not in the main chart you can't put, right?
No, not in the main. You want me to put it in the main?
I don't know how will it number once you put Karakamsha Lagna. Or can we do it in the mind? Or we'll practice doing it in the mind by just knowing the Atma Karaka and simply doing it in the mind. If you don't want to.
You want the Karakamsha Navam, the Lagna in D1, right, Guruji?
Yeah, correct. In D1.
Okay. This is
Because,
the Karakamsha Lagna.
Okay. Where is it?
Yeah, I'll put it in black. So it'll be visible.
Oh, the modern, the version has given you so much advantage.
Yes.
Where is
Mesha
it now?
Lagna. Mesha Lagna. Here, Guruji.
Oh, there you put. Okay. This is a very important point.
We're getting another chart from Sri Vidya. We'll go to that after.
Karakamsha Lagna also having Rahu and Ketu, Venus on one axis, 1-7. Right?
Confirmed 1-7 axis.
Correct. Then in Karakam, now you got a clue. You know why I came to this chart. If Sun is in the 12th from Karakamsha, you have to become a Surya Bhakta. That's a recommendation. Okay.
And all the more for Vishnu Bhagwan.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Because Surya is the Devata.
It is also there.
Vishnu,
it is in that place. Correct. So Mercury is also there. Okay.
And also Hanumanji, Guruji, because the Saturn affliction is also there, and Sun Surya Putra Hanuman is there, we call him as the son of Surya Putra, right? So
correct.
I think so. Nitinji, you have a lot of work to do, Guru Nitinji, because being a student of Guruji and also being a fellow astrologer.
When you say Sun is in the 12th from Karakamsha Lagna, the Gemini says Shiva, Lord Shiva. So Shiva and Surya Dev, as it is, like Sun God, they are kind of equated in most of the classical textbooks. So worship of Sun God every day, morning, Surya Namaskar, etc. can give you a lot of strength.
Sure.
And
now the last one we'll have to do is the AL. In every chart, you need the AL. So just get used to the placing the AL in the main chart itself, because it will be very useful.
Actually, the reason I didn't want to go into AL is because then it will again cause problems with the third house from AL. We'll go into a different direction.
Okay. If you don't want to avoid it, I'll just give you a hint on the gods taken from Gemini Sutra, though Maharshi also uses it. But if you stop sharing, I'll share it quickly before we move on to the next chart given by Sri Vidya. So
given the DTP, so I'll feed that in the meantime.
Yeah, meanwhile you feed it. I'll show this screen. See, this is a very important information. Okay, and how do you do it is, you use the 12th from Karakamsha. The logic here is, all the losses and most of the suffering that we have is, in a way, as a punishment, 12th house only is usually the punishing area in our horoscope. So if you are looking at some major trouble, like being unmarried, etc., or health problem that is very chronic, you could always use this for people. Okay, so in this you have standard names. It's not just Sun and Ketu alone in for Lord Shiva. Simply Sun in Shiva, in 12th Shiva, and Ketu in 12th Shiva. Okay, so do not think it's Sun and Ketu has to be together in 12th. This is taken from, you can read the top, benefics from 12,000 Karakamsha, from Karakamsha. Benefics in the 12th is, we'll go into a better region in the next birth. Ketu in the 12th, this was a rule that got mixed up in the regular reading, that Ketu in the 12th is good for moksha. Actually, it is only from Karakamsha Lagna. Okay, so once you fix the Karakamsha Lagna, please use this wherever possible. So for Mercury and Saturn, it is always Vishnu. That's why 7.5 year Saturn, Sadhe Sati, always say Vishnu Sahasranam and Hanuman Chalisa. Jupiter, Shamba Shiva, but you could slightly modify it to any great guru. Rahu, Durga, and Ketu is going back and forth because Shanivat Ketu, Shanivat Rahu and Kujavat Ketu. So from that, Mars is Skanda, Ketu at the bottom is also Skanda, but Ketu specifically is Ganesha. Okay. Try to learn this.
Sir, Venus in the 12th low.
No, Venus in the 12th from Karakam Lagna is next birth in a very good place.
What I am asking is, sir, in the slide shown just now, the last line you wrote something low deities like that deities.
Oh, that one. Okay. See, we have sometimes not the typical deities. I think he's talking about tribal. In tribal worship, slightly things are different. You have people making a lot of noise and slightly different. I mean,
even in Tamil we say that, right? Munishwaran and all.
Like that
they are
we have,
the ones who belong to the village level, the deities.
Yeah, so they have this. They'll dress up some, in a peculiar way, a female goddess, and anyway, I think they'll call it only as the essence of Durga only.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes they will just draw it on the wall and worship also. Just some bricks they'll keep like that.
We do that Guruji in Rajasthan.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially in that the eclipse. There are 2 New Years, right? So the first New Year that comes, Navaratri, the first
Correct.
we call it as Choti Navaratri. There we do that. This is a little bit long. Okay, so Nitinji, shall we go forward? Do you have any questions?
Yes.
I just have one question regarding this chart, if you allow, Kishorji.
Yeah, definitely. You want me to share it?
Yeah, if you could. Venus being the 9th lord, and we see even.
Sorry, this is Srividya's. Just one second.
Yeah.
This is your chart.
Yeah. So Venus being the 9th lord, but it is in Gandanta, right? So it's the 8th house. We don't want Venus to get strengthened, is it? So
Venus is not the 9th lord. It's Mercury who's the 9th lord. Okay, in the corrected time, right?
In the corrected, yeah.
Yeah, it is Venus, correct. Venus is the 9th lord in the corrected one, and I think personally, I started liking. I feel it is it is definitely Kanya Lagna. Because
in this case, sir, definitely Emerald, as you said,
because
but
Lagna
Lord, but Venus we don't want to strengthen because it is in Gandanta. So if it's 8th house,
no, it's not. No? We can strengthen Venus. There is no once you ascertained. It is definitely because there is no risk in Venus gem, because even if it is the next Lagna, it is still permitted Lagna Lord, right? So Venus is to be strengthened only. So therefore, the small diamonds all put together to be worn on the middle finger. Set in gold but covered with white polish. That's one of the best ways to strengthen Venus.
Yeah, and his Bhagya will rise, right?
Huh?
It will help him in rising the Bhagya, right?
Correct. Bhagya will go up, and then when he starts doing all the Shiva Puja, the poison, the snake will also go back, and then it will free the Venus from the affliction, right? And it will free him from the affliction of his body, because it is sitting on his Lagna very tight, right? Because in the Bhava chart, you could have seen Rahu is in Lagna, like in the next chart also. There's a beauty of Rahu, the Bhava chart, the planetary angles will almost be the same, even if you change it by small intervals of time. So everything stays, but lords of houses will change. But using the lords of houses concept, this Lagna is better. Because it becomes, first we start with Arishta Yoga, and then we accept 12th Lord is not in Kendra, then Lord of the 7th is in the 8th Bhava. So many things we got, which we didn't get in the other one. Okay.
So now you're perfectly all right, right, Nitinji?
Yeah, but physiologically, I don't feel anything. It's just the pathological test related to
Yeah,
this protein.
see, that is the reason why I'm saying all the more it's important for you to continue doing the remedies.
Sure.
Okay, there's a Guruji, please look at the upcoming Dasha. That is another the reason why the remedies have to be done. And it's not like you need to do the remedies only at the time of suffering. You have to prepare the remedies much before the fruit will
Yes.
fall. This is the question raised by Sanatan. When to do the remedies and what and
Correct.
will it work and all that.
This Mars, because there is a snake energy and Mars energy problem. So what we can do, normally can suggest, anyway, Mars is number one enemy for this Lagna. Please do the Kukke Subramaniam, that form, where you have a skanda, you have a peacock, the typical skanda in the ancient time, the peacock grabbing the snakes. I hope by now I have shown that photo to this class. Is it shown, or do you want me to show it again?
We also have the video somebody sent in the group page about.
Okay.
I think if it's not there, I will send it.
Okay.
It's a wonderful video of that Archana happening while in that temple.
Okay. But I can quickly flash the,
The photo, yeah. You have it, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Can you give me permission? Okay.
No, I've already stopped sharing.
Oh, you stopped sharing.
Yeah, it is like permission has to be given by you, Guruji.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This one. Please promote this image to all the people who are having a Mars Rahu problem. This is something very specific for Mars Rahu problem. And especially where Mars is number one enemy, as in this case, for Kanya Lagna. And then you have on top of that a poison Rahu and Ketu on 1/7. 1/7 or 2/8. Or if you have identified that Rahu is the main issue. So snake is the issue, and you need to go to Muruga, who is connected to Skanda, who is connected to Mars, who can destroy that part. So Skanda Shashti Kavacham is what I recommend to at least those who know a little bit of Tamil. Otherwise, also I still ask them to listen to it for some, or you can just worship and not wear red at all, and to donate red as much as you can.
Sir, that means what you are saying is if Rahu and Ketu are a 1/7 axis, then Skanda worship is good.
No, it should be simultaneously. Mars should be an enemy, and Rahu must have been an afflictor.
Okay, not just Rahu afflictions, but also Mars affliction must be
there. In the development of the in the analysis, you would have ascertained that Mars is a problem anyway. In which case, Skanda has to be worshipped. But in what form? This is more health related. What I showed you now. Whereas if you worship Muruga,
when Mars is plus, sir, when Mars is plus, then also Mars worship is not bad. Worship is not at all bad. So
worship can never be bad. But it is only thing is you should be more focused.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not. It's suggested even then when Rahu Ketu is on 1/7 axis, it's okay to worship the idol what you showed.
Yeah. So I'll repeat again what I'm saying. It is you have to ascertain Rahu and Ketu is the problem. Then you have to also find that Mars is bad. Mars is bad, Rahu Ketu is a problem. Then you always recommend this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
In this
so
case,
Guruji, what were you saying for the regular Murugan form? Supposing
the regular
if there is
Murugan with 2 wives is for threat of 2 marriage and spoiling of one marriage. And then Mars was involved, then you go for the Subramanian with 2 wives.
No, okay, I see.
Yes.
Guruji, the question that Sridevi asked was actually from a different perspective, I think. She was talking about Mars being the afflictor of, in this case, being the 3rd and the 8th Lord. And what if Mars was not the afflictor? So, in that case, then in either case, the worship has to be.
Okay. That was that the question? Okay, I didn't follow.
I mean,
if Mars
in this case,
it
is.
Mars is not the afflictor, then this form is not needed. What I showed you is not needed.
Yeah, and even if Mars is like, for example, if it is afflicting, but not the 3rd and the 8th Lord.
Correct.
It could be like the 5th Lord or the 6th Lord, or some. I mean, not 6th, the 5th, 7th.
No,
some places.
Basically, if Maharshi has said it is a functional malefic, and then Rahu is a spoiler, you can connect the form I showed you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the question, right, Sridevi ji? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Now what do we go now?
So just let me reiterate what we discussed. So Nitinji, we have Sun, Mercury, Saturn. These are the three grahas that we need to worship, right? The deities, I mean. And
correct.
And in terms of lifestyle changes, I'm talking about behavioral changes, not lifestyle. Lifestyle changes, the doctors will be prescribing, but in behavioral changes, we saw the donation of sattvic food to people, speaking the truth always, because second house is speech, speaking in a way that people will like you for your speech and not hurting them in any way. Most importantly, not eating non-vegetarian food and doing Hanuman Chalisa regularly. I mean, if these are the things that you cannot do or you find it difficult, that means you have to do it.
Okay.
That is another point, because sometimes there will be some resistance coming in the form of, what Guruji told at the beginning of the session, that even the native will not be interested in doing it. If you tell them not to eat non-veg, they will say, then give me some other remedy. Because even for a single day, I cannot be without non-veg. That again will be like, karmically loaded. So if you're a vegetarian, fine. If you're not a vegetarian, then please change over and make sure that because the upcoming dasha of Ketu will make you a spiritual person. And if you're not a spiritual person, it will make you suffer.
Sure.
Okay. So all the more important because Ketu is in the 8th. And we are preparing you for the Ketu dasha by telling you, please become spiritual. Okay. Sure. Pressing the feet of your elderly people at home. Saturn loves that.
Correct.
Because Saturn is feet. Saturn is also the elderly people.
And
Saturn
old.
is in the 11th. Yeah, in the 11th. So he means that affliction has happened in the 11th bhava or 11th house, which means 11th is the ones who are elder to you. Let them bless you from the bottom of your heart. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, I think some of the students, they have some doubts about Rashi versus Bhava. Okay, I want to tell you one thing. I'll just clarify it. Just see if this is okay. That is, basically, the real positions of grahas are only Rashi. Okay? There is no doubt about that. Even the Lagna is only taken from the Rashi. Meaning, you have to fix the real sky and then fix all the planets and the ascendant. So when I say Rahu is in Libra, that is perfect. There is no doubt about it. That Rahu is in Libra without doubt. But if you say, is it in the second house, only second house, and not referring to Tula, then you use the Bhava chart. But now the catch here is, if you ask Rahu, who is Rahu's dispositor? Just type answers. Who is Rahu's dispositor? We'll use the Bhava chart. Okay, now Karakamsha, you can change to Bhava chart. Kishorji, just to show how important this discussion is. This Karakamsha on the top, you can change it to Bhava.
Oh, okay.
I wish they could give you an option of just placing the KL without disturbing anything.
Yeah, I think that is possible.
No, I think it renumbers immediately based on KL. Forget that. First, this one alone will have Bhava chart just to prove the point.
Yeah.
What I'm saying. Okay. Now, you have the Bhava chart. Now, what will people think? Rahu is in first house. It is in Kanya. It is not in Kanya. 100% it is only in Venus sign, Tula. So now Rahu connects to Venus in such a strong way that on the opposite side, Venus is at 0 and Ketu is... So here is a case where Venus is so much connected to kidney because it is the Kala Purusha 7th. Okay. That is something you cannot say no, right? When you say, who is Rahu's dispositor? Rahu's dispositor is only Venus. So if you ask, where is Rahu? Just ask Rahu, where are you? He will say, I am in Venus house. Correct? So therefore, Rahu and Venus got connected. Who is Venus? Second lord. Therefore, Rahu is in second house also works. And that's the reason why all the astrologers who are not using the Bhava chart manage to get correct predictions just because they would have still used the logic that Rahu is in Tula. and it is in the second house. So there is no big mistake here. Okay, so when you say in Bhava chart Rahu is in the first house, it will give more accurate results. If you read any textbook, Rahu in the first, you will get more results of that. But in this case, even without that, there is a problem that Rahu is in the sign of the second lord. Therefore, there is a second connection. Is there any doubt? Please interrupt me.
No, Guruji, I think it's very helpful. The reason why I was asking you was that 1-7, and I joined late, so
Correct.
I may have missed this discussion, but the 1-7, you would have generally said spinal issues or something like that, right, Guruji?
Correct.
And then 2-8 is usually food and poisoning and speech related. So then how do you narrow it down between these two?
I
Because
got the
both
same
are-
connection using the logic that Rahu dispositor is the food graha.
Graha. Okay, got it.
I got
Second.
it like that. Okay.
Mm,
So that is how I have connected it.
Actually, Soumyaji, you joined after the BTR was made, right? That's
Yeah.
why you were not aware of that discussion. Yeah.
Actual
Lagna was Libra, but
Just
then,
border. It was on the border. Then due to doubts that he never got married and all that, so we picked up this one. We selected.
Because Guruji, I remember I had a client that you had counseled, and she had exactly this same Lagna, and hers ended up being Virgo, like what we have currently right now on the screen.
Okay.
And she has 2-8 axis, Rahu Ketu, Virgo Lagna, and hers was completely food related issue.
Oh.
There was no connection with 1-7, even though her Rahu Ketu were shifting.
Okay.
So in that scenario also 2-8 was winning.
Okay. What is the food problem she had? Digestion.
So it was both. Actually, it was 8th house also. She had
uterus.
I'm forgetting PCOS and fibromyalgia. A lot of pain in the entire body. Yeah. And bloating, not being able to digest food, a lot of bloating.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So look at the world's mechanism of how the food and certain things are connected. Okay, look at how things are happening. So for a long time in the world, how they catch animals is they first offer food. Okay, they throw food on they throw the seeds on the ground, and all the birds will come, and from top they will put the net. So it is always cheating by giving food. Okay, so this is the sin. So our stomach, our 8th house and 7th house, they're all in the stomach area. So it's not that important whether it is 7th or 8th, but usually 7th and 8th. And 7th would be typical stomach problem because that's where the entire intestine is. And when it connects to the second house, whatever you eat food, it will go to the 8th. I met a person who had so much stomach problem. The exact word I'll tell you. When I see food, I get frightened. When I see food, I get frightened. Why?
My God.
The mind is telling you eat it and you're going to get into pain. What will you do? Okay. So that's why they say, what's the use of all that money? Can you chew the rupee notes? You know, you're becoming rich by selling all these things. So basically, this poison, confusion, fear, all this you can use Rahu. I think some of the doctors also will be incurring a lot of sins now. Okay, because of the way they are doing marketing. They do a lot of things. I think it is happening in every field, right? Even in lawyers are doing it, astrologers are doing it. A lot of things are happening. So it's always be very kind and whenever you even tell remedies, don't push people into remedies. You say take your time, do it, and if you can't afford to donate a black cow, it's okay. At least go and feed cows in the goshala. Like that, start adjusting it. Don't give too much of anxiety and trouble to people. You understand? Worship the enemies, strengthen your friends. In this case, we would love to strengthen Mercury first, Emerald. Shall we go on to the next chart?
Yes, Guruji. So, Sri Vidyaji's statement is that this
Sri
is that
Vidya
of a
reference.
female. Yeah.
Okay.
This is that of a female who has kidney failure.
Oh.
And at present,
no, blood cancer.
No, multiple things she's saying. And then at present she's undergoing dialysis.
Oh
she
my
was
God.
abroad and
Too many
healthy,
things.
only diabetic. And came to India for 1 month just to get married. But within 2 weeks of marriage, she was diagnosed with blood cancer. Okay.
Oh my God.
Got admitted in hospital. She lost her eyes for 15 days and regained eyesight, but both kidneys failed along with cancer. Heavily loaded. She was hospitalized in India for 5 months and she flew back to the person. Present cancer is cured. Oh, but dialysis is going on, waiting for transplantation.
Soumya, remember this 1981 birth.
81, Guruji. Yes, that's what I saw.
Oh my God, how many times to see this? In my life, I had seen this, I think, if I count, it should be 500 times.
So, cancer is actually, yesterday I was discussing, cancer is something that afflicts the entire body. Which part of the body it afflicts is that part which is afflicted in the zodiac also.
Okay.
So, if you look at blood is belonging to is given the portfolio. the portfolio of blood is given to moon.
Moon, no doubt.
Moon. And kidney is the 6th bhava. And the bhava lord is also Mercury, by the way, who is in his own sign, who's strong. And that explains a lot of things. But the problem here is that Mercury is the most malefic for this lagna. So even if he's in the 3rd house of the problem is when, let us see the dasha, we have to start from there. Any mention of the dasha? Marriage date is 2021. Okay. 2021. Venus moon. Date was mentioned 29 November. Okay, Venus sun. Venus sun, Venus moon.
But Sri Vidya, is it her first marriage?
Yes, sir. This is her first marriage.
So she's getting married at that age, so very late.
Yeah, she was 40 when she got married, sir.
Saturn aspecting Venus fully, right? Saturn aspecting Venus fully, 95%.
95, yes.
Whenever Saturn, the delaying planet aspects the 7th lord so fully, it is very strong. But in this case, Saturn is playing too many things. He has spoiled the 9th lord, Bhagyadipati, and it is in a Pakka 6th house. So the Bhagya lord has gone to 6th. So Jupiter is in, I think, himself is in trouble, but afflicted by Saturn, the number 1 malefic for this ascendant.
And one more point, sir. Ketu is in 2nd house from UL, sir.
2nd house from?
UL.
UL and AL, both. From UL and from AL, Rahu Ketu on 2-8 axis.
Yes.
So, can we check the date of marriage, what dasha and antardasha?
Okay.
At least we can get some proof that we are on the right horoscope.
So within 2-3 months, she got the disease. Is that correct? Kishorji?
Yeah. 29th November 2021, right? So
within 1 month. Within 1 month, she was diagnosed with kidney failure and cancer both.
See, I'll tell you one thing, Sri Vidya ji.
Yes,
sometimes, see, I'll tell you one more very interesting thing. Not even going into the chart, let me tell you. In yesterday's chart, I told that the affliction started after the debts were cleared. If Hemaji is here, she can say, vouch for that. Today, the same story repeats. You see the pattern. Marriage was not happening because of some problem in the chart, but since the marriage was thrust upon the native, that the affliction to marriage got converted to other things.
Yeah.
You understand? You understand that?
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
when the 12th Lord is in 6th house or 8th house or 12th house, when the marriage is not happening, it is better to leave without marriage.
Yeah, and that too, you asked when she got married, it was the age 40, right? That was the thing I was thinking.
You're
So
showing
if there was
another
a
chart
no, this is no, this is that chart which at the time of marriage, I should have labeled it as a thing, but I'll label it. I'll label it. Yeah, this is Shri Vidya transit. Guruji, that was the point that is coming up again in today's discussion. That when there is something persistently showing up in the form of not happening, and when we force it to happen, then it starts getting diverting into other things.
I know about this. Yes, I've been contemplating on this for a long time. Yeah. We had a classic example of a very rich man not having child for a long time, finally adopted. And then when the adoption happened, the adopted child, so only aim was to bring him down.
Yes, you told us once.
Yeah,
yes.
We know that story. So sometimes we feel it is, when you try to do something, something else crops up. But what to do, being a lady, everybody would have been trying for marriage.
No, we're just having an astrological discussion, Sri Vidya ji. Please don't mistake me, because this is an observation. Yeah, just an observation, because I really want the lady to come out of her miseries, and my prayers and energy is also in that direction. So, I mean, entire discussion that is happening for the last few weeks has been only to make sure that the positive energy and even a word of motivation, something can reach the soul and bring her and sometimes awaken her. Like, for example, in the previous case, Nitin's case, I told upcoming dasha is important for you to become spiritual. So that could be something that he is going to contemplate, going forward. So in this case, we see the Lagna Lord is Mercury, who has gone to the 6th house, and he is natural Kal Purusha, 3rd and 6th Lord in the 6th for this native, along with the Trishadaya 3rd Lord going into the 6th, along with the Rahu Ketu in the 6th 12 axis. So we see the Maraka placement also there in this case for the native, that is the 12th Lord in the 7th. The moment that trigger happened, the 7th house got activated by marriage, then even the 12th got activated because of the placement of Rahu, who is a karmic graha there. And then you see the 7th Lord, you see the Jupiter in the 9th, who is none other than the 7th Lord and the 10th Lord. So this Jupiter is fine,
sir,
but he's got a small problem in degrees.
Excuse me, sir. She was born in Bangalore, and it is showing as Telangana.
No. Don't worry about this.
Okay,
we are talking about the transit. This is the transit chart.
He is just using the transit.
Okay, fine. Okay.
We'll go to the main chart to avoid the confusion, but I just want to show Guruji about this.
Okay.
And is this just few days before the sun eclipse?
No, not this. Oh, you're talking about the event of marriage.
Of that event of marriage. The marriage.
Because this happened within 1 month of marriage.
Few days before eclipse.
See, we take this transit chart as the chart for that period, and then we see what happens to the native. Correct. Okay, there's one way to interpolate the Lagna from the D1 and bring it here. Now, I have a doubt. Was this the main Lagna also?
No. The main Lagna is Mesha.
Okay. In that case,
no, you can run it in the mind by holding on to the Lagna and working it out. Even then, it is bad only. Yeah, like that you can do something. Yeah, exactly.
And then we have Rahu Ketu access to.
Again, there is a problem going on.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll go back to the real chart and stay there, because this is too much, right? So many things happening. Very strange.
And I missed to mention that she got love marriage, sir, and her parents were not cooperating for the marriage. She
Oh.
got married in a register office. So that time I did not mention, I think. This was a love marriage.
Fifth Lord in the third is usually one of the possibilities, because no, but fifth Lord is not in the third, right?
No. Seventh Lord in the third.
Sorry, that's
like,
what I wanted to say. Seventh Lord in the third.
Yeah.
So seventh Lord in the third is with the third Lord. So anything connected to 7 and 3 is also choosing, having the guts to choose your own partner in an Indian environment. We
Was
can't
there
use this
any-
logic in a foreign place, because there everybody is doing that. So
Okay.
here it is 7 and 3 connected with the third. Okay, 7, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7. 5, 7. These are all typical, at least in Indian environment, love marriage possibility.
Was there any opposition to the love marriage?
Yeah, there was full of opposition.
The reason I'm
Got
asking is
married.
because, the reason I'm asking is because of the 7th and the 6th Lord conjunct.
Okay, opposition.
Yeah, and in the third also, there would have been a lot of words going on there.
Hmm.
So, probably.
Is the spouse they're still together, right?
Yeah, they are still together.
Divyaji?
They are still together.
Why,
Yeah.
How
Soumya ji?
long have they been married? How long have they been married now?
Just recently, like 2 years
Just
back.
2 years back.
2 years, okay. Mhm.
Why, Soumya ji?
No, I just wanted to see, like, if we had the spouse's chart also, like, was he meant to take care of her? Like, were there expenses for the spouse that he was meant to take care?
The spouse
Definitely.
chart, I'm wild guess that his 7th Lord will be in the 8th.
In the 8th. Okay, I thought in the 12th. Okay.
You are saying 12th, is it? I feel it should be in the 8th. 7th Lord in the 8th.
I feel it could be in the 6th, Guruji.
Oh, you're saying 6th. Okay. But all of us might be, one of us should be right, because it has to be in 7th Lord in 6, 8, and 12. But, I'm just doing a guess.
No, actually, Soumya ji's point is also valid here, because the 7th Lord going to the 3rd means that the support system is coming from the spouse.
Correct.
So after the marriage, everything got
No,
triggered.
they'll be close, because 7th and 3, they'll get along.
And they are natural friends, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah. So,
And Guruji, I think you're using the Lagna to the 7th and then reading it, right, as the spouse's charts. I think that's why you're saying 7th Lord in the 8th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense too.
now, coming to her question, she said about kidney, and kidney afflictions are seen from the 6th. Tight conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, right? Almost right. I would say it's like a very close conjunction. And Saturn being the 11th Lord and Jupiter being the 12th Lord, I would say that triggered the thing. What dasha are we looking at? 2021 Venus Moon. No, when was the marriage? 29th November.
Venus Moon.
No, Venus Sun, Guruji. The marriage happened at Venus Sun.
Venus Sun. Correct. Venus Sun.
Guruji, in this case, I was curious, like if the 9th Lord is afflicted, which is very important for marriage also, right? Bhagya. Is it also Pitra dosha? Is it considered Pitra dosha or not? When Jupiter is so severely afflicted.
You also need to look at the condition of Sun, Soumyaji, because Sun is also the Karaka for Pitrus. 9th, the general Karaka for ancestors is also taken from Sun.
It's not so heavy, but there is one point is that the conjunction of Saturn with Jupiter has weakened Jupiter to the maximum, because it's already a 9th Lord in the 6th, but then once more attacked by Saturn. And believe it or not, in when Maharshi is explaining Mesha Lagna alone, he says the conjunction itself is bad. Just the conjunction. Remember, even the conjunction is bad. And he goes to the extent of saying even if they conjunct, you can't use the logic of it is 9th Lord and 10th Lord conjunction. Kendra Trikona.
Because it has a
Right, no
predominant,
Raja Yoga.
There is no Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga.
Yeah, you can't believe any of that.
The reason given is that Saturn behaves like the 11th Lord more than the 10th Lord.
Yeah, correct. Because it is a Mula Trikona.
Yeah.
And Guruji, the reason why I'm suspecting is that, but here I'm using more common sense, that if the elders were against the marriage and then she finally got married very late, I feel like it's almost like a curse, right? Like she got married and then right after 2-3 months, within 1 month, she got diagnosed with this. So, Saturn being
I don't
elderly,
know.
like
The
representing
curse is
elders.
valid because she was already old, getting older. And why should anybody curse her because she finally managed to marry? So they should have all had been,
Happy for her. Yeah.
celebrated and happy. Instead, they were fighting. God knows what was the. Yeah, in that way, whenever you say ninth lord in the sixth, your parents become your enemy. Okay, like that you can take.
Okay.
Generally, ninth house is parents and sixth house.
And what is the profession that she was in, Sri Vidyaji? Was she connected with the medical profession, or was she in
No, she was
teaching
in
consultant?
IT. IT.
Okay,
IT.
yeah, okay.
Banking sector, IT.
Yeah. Banking sector comes from the sixth house, and that's the reason I was asking. The sixth house is also the house of service and profession, and what do you call that? The trade or something. And Saturn and
And
Jupiter there
she
would
is
be
very
like
independent.
connected with.
She is very independent.
She's a freelancer, right?
She was a freelancer, but now she is working, sir.
He's got a job. Okay.
She
Being
was born
freelancer would
4
be
days
better,
before
actually.
me, Guruji.
What?
June 6th. So I was born on June 10th in 1981, and she was born on June 6th.
But you are not
4
this
days.
Lagna.
Yeah, Lagna changes, correct. Mhm.
Sri Vidyaji, has the native traveled abroad at least once?
She is, yeah, she is staying abroad only, sir.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
From past 15 years, she is abroad.
Okay, great.
She is a citizenship. She has the citizenship of another country now. She is no more Indian now.
Okay.
So what would be the remedies that we will prescribe for her, Guruji? I mean, suggestions. For Mesha Lagna, especially Guru.
Saturn related, I think,
No,
right?
first you have to start with Dasha. Okay. Dasha is Venus. It's always why now. Okay. So Venus is Maraka 2 times, 2 and 7th. So straight from the book, BPHS, the worship of goddess in all formats, and then white cow donation and more worship on Venus days, like Venus Nakshatra days or Venus Day, Friday, all that to be added. Durga Saptashati. Basically, that is the way. Lakshmi Puja and so on. Venus. That is straight from the logics of 2 and 7. Then we come back to the more the afflictor, Saturn. So start with Vishnu Sahasranam because you already pointed out that Saturn is in Mercury's house, right? Who is the 6th house and 6th lord again in the 3rd house. So we have Vishnu Sahasranama and Hanuman Chalisa. In terms of, can we say her moon, the lord of the 4th, is afflicted?
Yes, Guruji.
When you say moon is afflicted, what words can we use for such a 4th lord afflicted? Because this is a case of the, you remember I used to say, if the Lord is not there, I'll say, thank God the Lord is not there. But this is a case where moon says, I'm in my own house, but I got afflicted here, which is actually worse.
The precedent.
Yeah.
Please strengthen. I mean, you have to give remedies for moon also, Guruji.
Moon, yeah.
Because he is a luminary afflicted by Rahu Ketu.
Okay, so you can give them suggestions for Rahu afflictions. Rahu affliction for this Lagna is again Durga. Okay. But if you want more, because it's happening on 4th, you can change the terminology and say it is loss of comfort. It's actually called Sukhasthana. And when you are sick like this, there's no comfort at all in life. So Kul Devata worship, Kul Devam, the gods, the family gods has to be worshipped. Maybe neglect of that, neglect of mother. So worshipping the mother in the current life, and doing the Pitru thanking during the Pitru times, like Pitru Paksha, etc. I think in this horoscope, the key is Saturn Jupiter conjunction and Moon Rahu conjunction. Right?
Actually, you're right, Guruji. And there's another indication that the chart is right, because suddenly we hear her saying that she lost her eyes for 15 days. So there we see the affliction of the sun, affliction of moon, affliction of the second house, affliction of the 12th house.
Okay.
So
Kishorji, eyesight, you mean eyesight, right?
Yeah, eyesight. She lost her vision for 15 days. That is during that time. And that is the reason why I say the chart is right.
And the blood related problem was because moon is a blood factor and Rahu is the cancer factor.
And one more thing, Guruji, I think there is a case of lack of discipline in day-to-day activities. She might be sleeping late.
Yes, sir. She always sleeps very late night.
That is the problem. See, the 12th Lord coming to 6th and afflicted by Saturn shows that there is a glitch in the discipline, day-to-day discipline. That is the reason why the problems, in fact, I would say, has arisen. Okay. The 12th house is the house of sleep, bed, not just bed pleasures, but even how you sleep, the stress that is affecting you. So when you see the 12th Lord and the 6th, it means that it is taking a beating because it is in the enemy sign. Right? And look at the Bhavas, the Bhava Madhya. All the grahas that are afflicted are in the Bhava Madhya. Okay.
And one more thing is, Bhava Madhya, if we talk about that point, Jupiter is giving a 100% aspect on the Lagna Lord. Right?
Yeah. But Jupiter himself needs some help. He's in that, what do you call that, hollow place. In the
but
6th,
we can take
8th,
the
and
aspect,
12th
right? Even though we can take the aspect, this 100%
definitely,
aspect. Because the degrees are really same.
Definitely. So again, the strengthening of Jupiter is also important here. Reason being, he is in the 6th bhava. He needs help. He's an enemy sign, and he is the person who will do the corrections to the native, whatever is needed. Because once you strengthen Jupiter by way of whatever is appealing to Jupiter, like teaching people or reading books, especially sacred books, and taking care of elders, because even Saturn is also there. So any remedy that is connected to the 6th house should involve both of them. So can you suggest anything that is, there's an English word called amalgamation, right? When we can we connect a remedy that is common for both of them? Jupiter is for education, Saturn is for old age, slow, probably. What is the profession? We didn't ask. Srividya ji?
IT, right? She said.
She's in IT.
Freelancer.
Okay.
Banking IT, sir.
Banking IT. Okay. I don't think she'll be able to take up teaching or something, but anything, Soumya ji, that comes to your mind connected with both these?
I'm trying to think because I have exactly the same conjunction, considering this person was born 4 days before me, but in my way it manifests in a different way because it falls into my 4th house.
Visitors.
Yeah.
I'll just handle them.
Yeah, we'll go forward. There's another. Yes, Guruji.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. I have some visitors. Just continue. I'll get back.
Okay, Guruji. Yeah. So, Sri Devi ji, are you here?
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, any remedy that can connect Saturn and Jupiter?
No.
Yellow sapphire.
No. I'm talking about behavioral remedies. Gemstones, I will not venture into.
Even
because
elders
that it was-
respecting is both, right? Saturn is
Yes.
respecting
Yeah,
old,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
Jupiter is
listening to gurus, yeah, discipline, respect to elders, yeah,
Mm.
correct. Respect to teachers, gurus.
Ninth, yeah.
Even Gyan, I feel like knowledge.
No, the profession that
Saturn
she's
also
in,
likes that.
Soumyaji, doesn't have a scope for teaching, right?
No, but she can be curious, right? She can learn, like read spiritual books.
She can be a
She doesn't
learner
have to
also.
teach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She can
just
be a
being a
learner.
learning, knowledge oriented, yeah.
Yeah,
Jnana.
definitely.
She doesn't believe much in God, spiritual deeds, and all these things. So,
Yeah, because ninth lord is afflicted, right? So it has hampered her. How was her relationship with her father? Do you know by any
Mother
chance?
and father.
it's very bad at present.
Soumyaji, I was about to ask that. You stole my thunder.
Yeah.
It has been very bad. But she is taking care of her parents financially, but her parents are not very good with her actually.
I will go so far to say they are not in talking terms also.
Yeah, exactly. When she was admitted for 5 months, her father did not come to the hospital also. He did not come to see her.
Oh, very sad.
Yeah,
So
you saw that,
I'm
Soumyaji?
going more, yeah, exactly. I'm going more and more towards Pitra dosha also now.
Yeah.
Because it's ninth lord affliction, difficulty with father, difficulty getting their support, and mother, also because of moon and Rahu conjunction. So, but more father. It is more.
More father. I'll tell you the reason why
Yeah.
it is more father. I'll give you the substantiation here. You take the ninth from Jupiter, okay? And you see the affliction is by two male grahas.
And also the moon affliction actually manifested in the form of the disease, not so much with the relationship with the mother. That affliction took the form of a disease, and Jupiter affliction took the form of bad relationship with father, religion,
No.
not having belief
No,
and
small
faith.
correction. That strain in relationship happened much earlier, right?
No, I'm saying in terms of quality, the mother and the father, between the mother and the father, she has a more severe relationship issue with the father.
Correct. You are correct.
No, the timing of that strain would have been much earlier, right?
Yeah, timing. I'm not looking at timing right now. I'm not looking
I'm
at
asking
the
that.
dasha.
I'm asking that because I want to correlate with the affliction happening in marriage time, you know?
Yeah, even from many years, not from marriage, even from many years, her relationship with father was not so good.
That will be almost like the background of her life, that portion. Because this Graha Yuddha is so bad, Saturn Jupiter, it's 3 or 4 charts.
It's not Graha Yuddha, but there is a conjunction.
It's very tight. It's almost a Graha Yuddha. Yeah, I mean, I have this in my chart, so I know it really impacts life.
No, Guruji always says 1 degree would be called as Graha Yuddha. Even I consider this as Graha Yuddha, but Guruji says take 1 degree as the point of concern.
To be honest, technically it is not a Graha Yuddha. Technically it is not.
Yeah, but they are influencing
it has very bad effects. It will not spare.
Soumyaji, I have also this conjunction. It's with me, it's Graha Yuddha. 1 degree.
Acha, you're also 81 or 80?
81.
81, yeah. So
I am also 81 and the same Lagna, and I will probably ask Sri Vidya similar similar remedy is what Sir has suggested. I think, I mean, what you said is she's not into prayers much, but at least if she can she can stop saying anything bad about her mother, father. She has to stop
Correct.
saying anything bad about mother, father, gurus. That is one thing. And the second thing is if she can, I mean, I think she's in foreign land. She cannot visit her Kul Devta, but at least if she can pray, that will be a great help. And if she can listen to, since Saturn and Jupiter, she can listen to Gita, not into much, praying, but if she can listen to Gita, because Jupiter and Saturn, Sri Krishna and Jnana, getting some Jnana from Sri Krishna, that will be of some help.
I'll definitely suggest, sir. Thank you. I'll suggest her.
Yeah.
He has children.
No. Since she was diagnosed with all these problems,
Okay.
so she doesn't have.
And yellow sapphire, definitely, I think for this Lagna, Jupiter going into 6th house along with Saturn, if she can wear yellow sapphire, that will be of help.
Guruji was suggesting not to do any gems remedy because she was having multiple issues.
Yeah. She may not be ready to wear those because she is having all those, problems.
I want to know how her speech is. Can you tell in that angle? I mean, dealing with others. How is it? Is it harsh or smooth or like?
A bit harsh.
Because of the
Very
Mercury in the-
straightforward. No filters. Very straightforward. She doesn't care if others get affected or by her words. She is very straightforward.
Okay, got it. Yeah, maybe the kidney issue for the kidney issues. I mean, dealing with others a little smoothly maybe may help, because this is 2-8 axis, right? And the 2-8 axis is speech axis, and like that. If she's convinced.
Yeah, I'll suggest her. Thank you.
Yeah.
What were the problems? One was vision, but she got it back, and then kidney. Actually, this is a wonderful tale of recovery, I would say.
She was telling in next 2 or 3 years, her kidney transplantation may take place.
So right now the dasha is that of Venus Mars. Okay. Venus is running dasha from the 3rd house, which is second lord, who is a Marka lord, and he's a double Marka actually, being the 2nd and 7th lord. So you said 2 years, right? Venus Jupiter. You're saying 2 to 3 years or 2 years?
2 years to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, maybe around that age.
Does anybody have Dasha Adhyay? The chapter, BPHS? Srideviji, do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, please check Venus running Dasha from the third and Rahu in the second from Mahadasha Lord.
Venus Rahu, you're asking, right? Okay.
Venus running Dasha from third. Is the second Lord running Dasha from third. So just straight away we'll ask. They would, I think, given a clause there. Let me check.
$393.
Can you tell me the page number?
393, I think.
Did you talk about Venus Jupiter or Venus Mars? No, Venus Jupiter, right? Yeah.
You want Venus Jupiter or Venus
No,
Rahu?
Venus Jupiter, Venus Jupiter. Because
Okay.
Jupiter, he is the saving grace in the sixth house.
This Antardasha Jupiter is in own house. No, it's not the case.
See, in Shloka number 4950, it says if Jupiter is posited in the 6th or the 12th house from the Lord of the Mahadasha, right? But here, can you assume that we are also referring to, because in the previous Shloka, he's talking about from the ascendant. But here, he did not mention from the ascendant. He just mentions from the Mahadasha Lord. And then if he's conjoined with the malefic planets.
Yes.
Can I add something here? And I'll be dropping off after this. That here Jupiter is actually afflicted. So Jupiter Antardasha will actually be very stressful. So when Guruji was explaining my chart, and those of you who are born in 81 will relate, that when you interview Saturn, Saturn will be happy because a Shubha Graha is associated. But if you interview Jupiter, Jupiter is completely unhappy because such a big malefic, and that too also a functional malefic for this Lagna, is kind of sitting with him. So Jupiter Antardasha will actually be stressful. Even though it's the 9th Lord period, so it won't be as stressful if it was a functional malefic also.
No,
But
what
it's
I'm saying
definitely
is,
afflicted.
yes, Soumya ji, the thing is, we are looking at from the, in the Antardasha of, in the Dasha of Venus, what are the types of Antardashas that we can see of Jupiter? Because if you see, they have mentioned the different positions of Jupiter, right? So in one of them, it says if Jupiter is posited in the 6th or the 12th from the Lord of the Mahadasha, but then he doesn't mention whether it is only from the Mahadasha point of view or from Lord point of view, or is it from the ascendant Lord point of view. So here in the previous shloka, it says in the Mahadasha of Venus, if the Antardasha of Jupiter falls and Jupiter is in exaltation or own sign in angle from the ascendant or in the auspicious sign from the Lord of the Mahadasha in the 9th or the 5th house, and in this duration, then he says all the good things. Okay, there he is mixing both. But here he's specifically asking about the Mahadasha. He's mentioning if Jupiter is posited in the 6th or 12th from the Lord of the Mahadasha. Okay, or conjoined with the malefic planets.
So both conditions we are not fulfilling, right?
No,
both
one of them is fulfilled. One of them is fulfilled when you say conjoined with malefic planets, because Saturn is the most malefic for Mesha.
No, that's what I'm saying, that the ascendant one we are not fulfilling. Then
That
the one you said from
that
Venus
is the
we are not
doubt.
fulfilling.
Yeah, I asked Guruji about this once, and he said that if it is not given, yet we will have to take it, because sometimes, they would assume that we will know from the pattern that has been happening or discussed in the shlokas. Sometimes the assumption is given, the benefit of assumption is given to the student. Because in many places, the Rishi will not explain a lot of things. He will
So
assume
you're
that we will
also
know already.
suggesting Jupiter is going to be bad, right? That's what you're also saying,
No,
right?
to be in all
Mhm.
honesty, let me say that it is going to be challenging. The word I would use, remember we discussed, would be challenging,
Yeah,
not
I mean
bad.
challenging. I would say stressful. Yeah, stressful. It will be
Challenging is
stressful.
more. It can be any
Yeah.
way, right? And apprehension of various diseases is mentioned here. So that is one thing. So we'll have to wait and
Hmm.
see. Okay. Venus,
I
Jupiter,
think
Venus,
Nettie has
Saturn.
to, Nettie has to perform a white cow donation, definitely.
Hmm.
Yes, but I think she doesn't believe in, and right now I think she may be going through financial things also, right? Did I hear that correctly? She just doesn't believe in it is the main thing, I think, right?
Yeah, she doesn't believe in all such things.
Money that she will have if she's abroad, she'll probably can do the cow, which I agree is a good remedy for this lagna.
Yeah, I'll suggest her. Thank you. I'll suggest her.
This chart, I mean, this chart raising is, she wants to know, or you want to know about her?
No, it came up because it reminded when we were discussing about the medical issues, it brought the memory of this person in Srivindya's mind, and she gave. Unfortunately, she had the DTP, so she was just sharing that data because it was helpful in today's discussion, right, Srivindyaji?
Yeah, correct, sir. Correct, sir. You're absolutely correct.
Means the
Just
need
for
to
learning purpose, I thought this will be very helpful for learning purpose.
got it. Thank you. Yeah.
I think one of the remedies that somebody suggested was I really think is a very good one, that she should not say anything against her parents. Because speech also, I think Pavni ji asked, right, about the speech. Speech is also is very straightforward or blunt. And then not getting along with the mother and father, specifically the father. That remedy, that she should not, she should really monitor that. I think that is a very good daily basis remedy, I think that was a very good suggestion. Apart from the rituals and everything, something that she can easily do.
Yeah, I can suggest that. Thank you.
Very strong personality, I think, right? I mean,
Yeah, very strong, very strong.
Yeah. Also, can anyone convince her to do some, to do other than what she thinks?
It's quite difficult to convince her.
Okay.
I can try.
Yeah, because there are 32 Sarvashtaka Varka points on the Lagna. I thought she must be like that.
And she's Pushya Nakshatra, right? Is that correct?
Correct, Pushya Nakshatra.
Okay.
The current dasha is also one of stress, Srividyaji, and the upcoming dasha also. So the remedies have to be followed. In case if they're asking, probably you can suggest to them, or you can just put it diplomatically. That's all.
Yeah, I'll
See,
do that.
sometimes there it's a gray line, it's a gray area, very thin line. If they don't ask for the remedies, then are we supposed to give it to them? Of course, having looked at the chart, we out of natural concern for another human being, we would like to give these suggestions, more like practical, not like something that's forcing something on someone, but more like sleeping on time, having food on time, taking care of elderly people, or
For
the
that
other things that,
elderly
yeah.
people, I wanted to add one more point. The reason becomes even stronger is because Pushya is the Saturn nakshatra and the deity is Brihaspati. And Saturn and Jupiter are doing the most dance in the sixth house, so there's a connection there also. Her Janma nakshatra is Pushya. So she should really be careful with elderly people, actually. Very, very respectful. And even no matter how they treat her, she will have to break that cycle by being good to them. If she cannot be good, at least she can be neutral.
Yeah. And I want to add one more point. The Vimshopakabala of Venus, the present dasha, right? Venus is the present dasha, I think, right? Yeah. 7.8 is the
Yes.
Vimshopakabala. Very less. It is related to dasha and antardasha, right? How fruitful the dasha will be. How good. Very less.
I'm also curious, how are her in-laws, Sri Vidyaji? Relationship with
Uh,
in-laws?
yeah, they are quite good relationship. They are not
Okay.
staying together. They are in India, and she is abroad with her husband. But they are
Mm-hmm.
in quite good relationship. They come and go. They are in talking
Oh
terms at
God.
least.
Okay. Good. Okay. Okay.
So, shall we check if Guruji is coming online? Okay. In the meantime, I'm waiting for Guruji to come because Hemaji is waiting patiently for hearing the remedies from Guruji. And I guess, does anybody have any similar chart or something connected with the same afflictions? We can pull it up while Guruji is coming back. Okay. Gautam, are you here? Okay, then shall we call it a day?
Yeah.
Because Guruji is busy on a phone call. Hemaji?
Yes, Kishorji. Yeah.
We'll have to wait, Hemaji, because Guruji is on a phone call. He didn't pick up the call.
No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
I
just
think
hope that we
we'll
can
bring it
discuss
up
that.
on Friday. Yeah, on Friday, that is doing the live stream. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you, Kishorji.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you,
Good,
Kishorji.
Kishorji, good night.
good night or good day to all of you, wherever you are.